Good morning, live from the beautiful streets of New York City, which can now claim both presidential candidates.
Yeah, it's pretty big, right?
It's going to be filthy and dirty, and am I going to get called by radio stations? I love it, I love it, I love it.
It is going to get, this is going to be one, it's already been so crazy and nasty and all of that, so it's, hey, I was very excited to see the Muslims are coming to the defense of the Jews in New York City.
Oy vey, oy vey, oy vey.
Yeah.
I think our mayor is really crazy. He's missing a screw. He got to be. I hope Cuomo, even though I don't like Cuomo, gets rid of him in some way. Here's his latest antic.
Yes.
In the Orthodox Jewish communities, the men and women don't sit in the same side in a bus even. They actually, if they're going someplace, let's say you're going from New York to Rockland County to a hotel, you would have the men on one side and the women on the other side with what looks like a big sheet or a drapery going right up the middle of the bus.
Wow.
In addition to that, in a temple, you would have the men downstairs, the women upstairs. They take this stuff really seriously.
Sure.
So in one of the Jewish neighborhoods, there's a New York City public swimming pool, and as an accommodation, they've been having separate sessions for women, so that men would go at one time, women would go at another time, and then sometimes everybody can go. And somehow de Blasio's office found out about it, and since they're into this civil liberties, blah, 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 he ordered it stopped. And, of course, the Jewish community was very upset, and they were just getting ready to start demonstrations. I don't know how you demonstrate in a pool and carry on when who should come to their rescue but the Muslims. Now, the Muslim community, again, very religious one,
sure.
You know, from the burqa and everything, keep the men and the women separate. And they said, wait a minute, that's a great idea. We weren't even aware of it. We want to have that pool stay, you know, on that session basis. So it's like the cavalry. The Muslims came to the rescue. You know, de Blasio backed down, and the reason he backed down is that in our present political climate, you can antagonize the Jews, but don't mess with the Muslims. The story has had a happy ending.
Crazy. What is the story about this Kitty Genovese?
Okay, I don't know. Do you remember it, or are you too young, kid?
I think I might be too young.
Okay, I remember it. This was a lady who was getting stabbed and killed and murdered on the streets of New York, and the New York Times ran a big expose about how nobody came to her help, nobody called, you know, in, and it showed how heartless New York was and everything. And I even remember as a kid thinking to myself, well, gee, that's not right. Everybody I meet in New York City seems to be nice. Well, I never thought about it, and I haven't thought about it for the last, 40 years or something or other. Her son, who they mentioned in the newspaper had lost his legs in Vietnam, they didn't say exactly what, but I imagine he was shot or something, decided to look into the case, and he started going into an exhaustive study of it. And to make a long story short, he found out that what was in the Times was all crap, that many people had called in. As a matter of fact, so many people had called in that for a while the switchboard was saying, yes, we already have a report, we have a report, you know, thank you. So the Times basically made it up. And that's not the only time they've done that. Yeah. And it's an outrageous story. So in a funny kind of way, even though I had nothing to do with it, it's sort of like, you know, here I was a kid and I smelled a rat about that whole story. And so now I've been vindicated, so today should be the Gabby Vindication Day.
And that goes back to like 1964, right?
Yeah, I mean, long time ago. And it's one of those, you know, very early memories that you would have in life that you remember vaguely, you know. I mean, I remember when the Civil War ended, you know, but vaguely, you know.
You have an ice cream war going on in New York City. We've seen these things happen. This is an ice cream war versus a pretzel vendor.
Not in your neck of the woods, though. You people are all very genteel, and you come out of your nice single-family houses, you buy an ice cream, and everything is at gone. That's not the way we handle it in New York, baby. These guys actually, on the trucks I'm talking about, they fight for the turf. Yeah. And I mean, it's not I wouldn't say it's a common everyday thing, but it happens enough. And so this was a situation where you had the two vendors getting into a turf war, which is kind of interesting because most people don't realize that all these guys you see on the street selling food, they don't own any spot. They don't own that corner or anything like that. They don't pay rent. It's not a lease. It's just you and I get a bunch of Frankfurters, and we set up a stand, and that's it. Now, if some bigger guy comes along and wants to elbow us off the corner, I guess we got to hit him.
But in this case, the ice cream guy took a baseball bat to the pretzel guy, didn't he?
Yeah, well, see, that's where you make your mistake in life. You never pick up a weapon, and at that point, the baseball bat is no longer a sporting tool; it's a weapon. So whatever's going to happen to him now is going to be serious.
Yeah.
Remember, folks, use your open hand, not even a fist.
Yeah, don't.
Or better yet, if you happen to have a pair of gloves with you, smack him across the face and say you'll meet him with you seconds later.
Yeah. It's far better that way. Taking the baseball bat is just.
Which is even pick. It's like the guys drop the hockey stick.
Up here we have the ice cream treats that aren't like the soft ice cream like you have in Mr. Softy. Ours are like these hard things. You'd hit them with one of those ice cream things. They never unfreeze. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, but you see, then the weapon is gone.
The weapon is gone. It's a good point. You can't eat the weapon. So, all right, best tour in New York City. It's Gabby.com. Peter Franklin is the best.
Thank you.
We appreciate
Bye-bye.
it.
Have a great day.
Talk to you next week. Peter Franklin, WIBX Utica, Roberts.